Hey YouTube, welcome back. Today we're working on something, probably the most different something that I've had for a long time. Let me get on the other side of it for you. Kind of hard to see with the sun the way it is, halfway in the shop and halfway out, but it's a baby pontoon sailboat. The person that owns this took it out yesterday. It's new to them, obviously not brand new, but new to them. They took it out yesterday on the reservoir and the sail tore, and they had no way to get back, so they're putting a little insurance on it. They're having me build a mount this little Minn Kota 50-pound thrust motor on there. That Minn Kota motor will allow them to be able to have insurance that they won't get stuck anywhere. It's just a little electric motor, not too fast or anything. We're going to be mounting that motor. This is the rear of the boat. We're going to be building a mount for that motor right here. And so if you look down in the channel, there's little rivets, so we're going to cut out just this side of that rivet and this side of that rivet, then drill those two rivets out and remove this piece, and then we're going to build a mount to hold that motor. It's not centered, but some of the sail hardware is mounted center here, and so the motor is going to be mounted just to the, I want to say passenger side of center, but just to the right side of center. Before I do anything though, I want to get this edging off. It slides into a channel in the edge here. I want to unlace this and pull that out so I don't burn it and get everything that I could ruin out and away from where I'm going to be working. So let's get that stuff all moved around and let's get to it. That's about all the taller this needs to be, but in order to get this set up, I want it perpendicular to the ground, if you will. And so I'm going to use a floor jack to tilt the trailer up so that I can use a level on this to get the height right. So I'm going to level the trailer until the boat is sitting level. Frame is leveled, so now I can use this level this way and square those pieces up. I'm going to weld on there. So rather than welding straight down a block like that, I'm actually having legs that stick up, so this guy will stand about that tall. I'm going to measure into the neck of that Minn Kota and see how deep it needs to be so that it doesn't interfere with this cross member. So see, I don't want these to run into the frame like they are right now. And so I want this probably ½ an inch deeper than from here to there. 3 inches tall is what I want. And I'm going to go with this same width. That allows me to weld in between here. So that's what I'm going to go with right there, is this, the width of this piece. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. So I'm going to knock out these 2 rivets just so I can see how thick that is to know ballpark where I need to set the welder up. So I have this guy 45, and then I cut off 2 legs for it, and then I have traced out on each leg the contour of the frame here. So I'm going to cut that contour out. Once I have the contour cut, I will weld them both to him like that, and then they can weld to the frame. Going pretty smooth. So I have the grooves and notches cut out on both. I have everything clamped to the table. So this is 1/8 wall square tube. I'm going to set the welder up to about 135 amps, and then with the TIG button I can control from 0 to that. Not too shabby for not having TIG welding, especially aluminum, for a few months, but there we have that. So that's one side. I gotta get the other 3 sides done. So that's all welded out. One thing I do need to figure out is on the other side, the sides on the inside of the boat, the clamps on the Minn Kota, which I'm not going to hold it up because I'm not that strong. The clamps on the Minn Kota align kind of like that, and so I want to put a little plate, a piece of flat bar stock there just to catch the clamp in its entirety. So I need to figure out where I have a piece of flat stock that'll meet that need, and we'll get you back on here. Okay, the SQUAREWAVE TIG 275 is dead in the water. Looks like the control board died. I'm not getting any gate voltage for gates 3 and 4. so the SCR is not turned on, which means I'm not getting basically a ground. It's but yeah, so that really sucks. Control board's $1,000. I paid $1,000 for the welder. I don't know that I want to spend that much to fix it. So we're gonna finish this out with the Lincoln MT210 on the spool gun. I'm set at 385 inches a minute and 20 volts, which is what the tool preset is for just under 1/8 inch aluminum. So let's see how this goes. I haven't spool gunned for a while. Six and 1/4. So I'm just gonna cut a piece of flat bar stock to go in right here, and we'll weld that off so those clamps can bite down on something. So while that piece is cutting to fill in there, I've got a coupler to put on this trailer. Trailer came with a 1 7/8 ball. Almost nobody uses those really in real life. Speaking about people that actually pull trailers. Also the 1 7/8 coupler on there, it's kind of hard to see, but it is bent. It's got, you can see it really well right there. So we're gonna see what we need to do to get that one removed. Looks like it's just welded underneath only, so we'll probably tilt the trailer up, grind that off, and get a new coupler welded on. So, but our piece is cut, so let's grind some corners down on it, bevel it, and get it put in place. Okay, so I have our backer plate fixtured in. I just did a piece of 1/2 inch square tube, clamped it to the frame, and then clamped that filler piece up to that. So I'm gonna weld on my side on the inside corners, take all the clamping off, and then we'll just weld up each side, maybe a corner stitch on each of those. I don't want any welds right here, because that's where the clamps for the motor will land. Time to get this hitch removed. So I'm just going to take a skinny wheel on the grinder and cut under each of these sides right here. So 2 welds, wire, no longer a wire to worry about. So I'll cut those 2 welds off and we'll weld the new coupler on. There's the bent coupler removed. I'm going to be running 3/32 70/18. I'm running the old beat up dead Lincoln tombstone.